Hello, my beautiful ladies. Let me ask you something from the heart. Have you ever opened your closet, run your fingers across fabrics you've worn through decades, and wondered, how can I feel elegant without trying so hard? How can I dress in a way that reflects not just my age, but my grace, my stories, and my spirit? See, style at this stage of life isn't about catching up with trends. It's about slowing down, choosing intentionally, and dressing in a way that feels like you. It's the soft weight of a well-loved coat, the warmth of earthy tones that mirror the turning leaves outside, the quiet confidence of knowing exactly who you are. In this video, we're going to explore the art of looking effortlessly chic this autumn, without overthinking, without overspending, and without ever compromising your comfort or authenticity. Because elegance isn't something you buy, it's something you grow into. And you, my dear, have grown into it beautifully. So if you're ready to rediscover your wardrobe, reconnect with your personal style, and embrace a season of feeling more like yourself than ever before, stay with me. This journey is just getting started. 1. Fashion through fabric, suede and leather, the power of texture, dressing with depth and story. Let's take a moment to talk about something that might seem simple on the surface: fabric. But when we slow down and really think about it, the clothes we choose to wear are more than just garments. They are a second skin, a reflection of how we feel about ourselves, how we show up in the world, and how we carry our stories. This fall, I want to invite you to rediscover two materials that, in my opinion, hold a quiet kind of magic: suede and leather. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Leather? At my age? Or suede feels a little too much work for everyday wear. But hear me out. These fabrics aren't about dressing young. They're about dressing true. They're about texture, contrast, and the emotions they quietly stir in us. Let's start with suede. Oh, suede. There's something so undeniably warm, soft, and nostalgic about it. When I put on a suede jacket, especially in a soft, earthy tone like camel, caramel, or dusty olive, it instantly changes my posture. It's like wrapping yourself in autumn. It reminds me of crisp leaves underfoot, the smell of cinnamon and wood smoke, and the kind of cozy elegance that doesn't scream for attention, but still makes people look twice. Picture this: a light suede coat draped over a simple black midi dress. Add a gold pendant and a low bun. That's not fashion, that's poetry. That's a look that says, I know exactly who I am, and I don't need to prove it to anyone. Now let's talk leather. And no, not the flashy, over-styled kind you see on magazine covers. I'm talking about a classic leather jacket, maybe even one that's been in your closet for decades. One with a bit of history, a few creases, and a whole lot of character. There's something powerful about leather. It gives structure, it commands respect, and it has this timeless edge that's perfect for when you want to feel a little bold without stepping too far outside your comfort zone. One of my favorite ways to wear leather these days is to soften it. I'll layer a sleek leather jacket over a soft knit sweater, or pair it with a flowing midi skirt and boots. That balance, structure and softness, edge and elegance, it's honestly where the magic happens. And isn't that such a beautiful reflection of who we are at this stage in life? We are no longer trying to be just one thing. We can be soft and strong, classic and creative, calm and captivating all at once. So this fall, instead of rushing to buy what's trending, I want to encourage you to open your closet and look at those forgotten pieces. Is there an old suede trench you used to love? A vintage leather coat you haven't worn in years? Try them on. Mix them up. Let yourself feel the texture, the weight, the story. Because sometimes the most beautiful style statements come not from something new, but from something old that you see with new eyes. And now, I want to ask you, if you had to choose for this season, are you more of a suede soul or a leather spirit? I'd love to hear your answer in the comments. 2. The elegance of one color, monochrome and color harmony, wearing confidence through simple tones. Let's talk about something beautifully simple and yet often misunderstood: monochrome dressing. Now, before you picture yourself in a head-to-toe outfit that feels flat or boring, let me assure you, this is one of the most elegant, flattering, and effortless ways to dress, especially in autumn. Wearing a single color or staying within a family of tones creates this magical sense of cohesion. It elongates the body, softens your silhouette, and brings a quiet sophistication that says, "I didn't try too hard because I didn't have to." But here's the real beauty. Monochrome doesn't mean one exact shade from top to bottom. It means playing with depth and tone. Think of a warm chocolate turtleneck paired with trousers in a softer coffee shade. Add a camel-toned coat, and you've just created a layered, dimensional look without a single pop of bright color. And yet, it's stunning. It's grounded. It feels like autumn itself. Color harmony is where the magic happens, especially when you lean into rich, earthy tones. Deep burgundy, soft rust, creamy caramel, slate gray, olive green. These are the colors that not only reflect the season, but flatter almost every skin tone. They warm the face, soften the eyes, and feel like a gentle embrace from nature. Here's what I love most about dressing this way. It frees your mind. Instead of waking up and thinking, "Does this go with that?" you can simply pick a color you feel connected to that day and build from there. It simplifies your wardrobe while elevating your look. It also gives you the perfect backdrop to let your accessories shine. A patterned scarf suddenly becomes the focal point. A statement necklace feels intentional, not loud. And that favorite handbag of yours? It pops. Not because it's loud, but because your outfit gave it space to speak. But beyond the visual appeal, there's a certain peace that comes with monochrome dressing. It's calm, it's collected, and it mirrors how many of us feel at this time in life. We don't need bright flashes to be seen. We don't need trends to feel relevant. We are confident in our simplicity, and that confidence is what makes the outfit beautiful, not the clothes themselves. So the next time you're getting dressed and feel unsure, start with a single color, one that speaks to you. Build around it. Trust your instincts. You might be surprised by how quickly you fall in love with your own reflection. And I'd love to know, what color are you drawn to this autumn? Is there a shade that makes you feel grounded, graceful, and a little more you? 3. Coats that empower. Trench and long coats. Because a coat isn't just for warmth. It's how you carry yourself through the world. There's something quietly commanding about a truly great coat. It's the first thing people see when you walk into a room on a crisp autumn morning. Before a word leaves your lips, before your smile even reaches them, a coat tells your story. How you carry yourself, how you move through the world, how you honor the space you take up. But the right coat doesn't just keep you warm, it keeps you grounded. A well-structured coat does more than drape over your body. It frames your presence, it holds your posture, gives intention to every step, and wraps you in a kind of strength that doesn't need to shout to be heard. Let's start with the trench coat, a classic for a reason. It's sleek, refined, and beautifully practical. It doesn't overwhelm. It doesn't chase attention. Instead, it whispers, "I am composed. I am collected. I am in control." Whether you're meeting a friend for coffee or running errands in town, a trench takes your everyday outfit, from jeans and a tee to a sweater dress, and instantly turns it into a moment of understated elegance. But this fall, I want to invite you to reimagine the trench beyond its usual boundaries. How about a suede trench in a rich taupe, or maybe a deep olive leather version with soft lining? These aren't trends. They're expressions, subtle texture, earthy tone, unexpected edge. They breathe life into a piece you may have seen 1,000 times. And now, suddenly, it feels like you again. And then, there's the long coat. Oh, the the drama of a coat that flows with you instead of just following you. There's a kind of poetry in a long coat, the way it moves as you walk, the weight of the fabric as it catches the wind. You don't wear it to be noticed, but when you wear it, people remember you. A camel wool coat that skims just above the ankle, a midnight navy that contrasts beautifully against silver hair, a charcoal gray piece that makes you feel like you could walk into any room and lead it. These are not just fashion choices, they are life moments wrapped in fabric. Long coats are powerful not because they're loud, but because they give you presence. They don't hide your age, they honor it. And here's the most beautiful part. These coats don't care if you're having a bad hair day. They don't care if you skipped makeup. Once you throw one over your shoulders, suddenly you feel whole, polished, balanced, as if your outside finally matches the strength and grace you've spent a lifetime cultivating inside. Because by now, we've learned that style isn't about perfection. It's about intention, and the right coat, chosen with care, worn with confidence, becomes more than a layer. It becomes a form of quiet armor, a way to protect your energy while moving through the world with softness, dignity, and pride. So let me gently challenge you. Go to your closet. Try on the coats you've been holding on to. Ask yourself, not, does this still fit, but does this still reflect me? And if the answer is no, maybe this is the season to find a new one. Not because anyone says you should have it, but because you deserve to walk through this season feeling fully held, fully seen. And tell me, are you a trench woman with quiet sophistication in every button? Or are you the long coat kind, sweeping through the world with slow, steady power? Leave me a note in the comments. I'd truly love to hear the stories hanging in your coat closet. 4. Details with purpose. Hair tights and accessories, because the little things are never just little. Now that we've explored the statement pieces, the coats, the colors, the silhouettes, let's take a moment to lean in closer. Because in truth, it's often not the biggest pieces that make you unforgettable. It's the small, quiet touches, the ones that most people don't even notice consciously, but somehow they feel them. Let's begin with your hair. Hair is more than just part of your appearance. It's part of your rhythm, your ritual. The way you sweep it back can change how you carry your shoulders. The way it frames your face can soften your expression or sharpen your confidence. One of my favorite autumn looks is the sleek, low bun, or a softly tucked ponytail at the nape of the neck. There's something timeless about it. Calm, elegant, and undeniably intentional. It doesn't scream for attention, but it commands it in a different way. With grace, with control, with the quiet confidence of someone who knows who she is. And the beauty? You don't need a fancy salon visit. Just 5 minutes, a soft brush, a bit of smoothing cream, and a sense of care. That's all it takes. You're not doing your hair for others anymore. You're doing it to honor yourself, even if it's just to make a cup of tea feel like a moment of ceremony. Now let's talk about something we often treat as an afterthought: tights. Tights are practical, sure, but they can also be personal. A deep burgundy against a beige skirt, charcoal gray under a navy tunic, even soft moss green peeking out from beneath a chocolate wool dress. These aren't just color choices, they're mood markers. They're your little spark of rebellion, a way of saying, yes, I still play, yes, I still experiment, and yes, I still enjoy surprising even myself. There is such a quiet thrill in finding joy in the details others overlook. And that is one of the most beautiful things about being a woman in this chapter of life. You're not trying to catch up. You're slowing down just enough to savor, and oh, accessories. The silk scarf you only wear when you miss your sister, the bracelet you bought during a rainy afternoon in a city you still dream about, the brooch that once belonged to your mother and somehow still smells a little like her perfume. These aren't just objects, they are anchors. To memory, to identity, to joy. Some days a delicate gold necklace will feel right, like a quiet exhale. Other days, maybe it's the oversized ring you bought just because it made you smile. Because who says you can't be soft and bold at the same time? You see, the older we get, the more we understand that getting dressed isn't just a task, it's a language. And every small detail, your hair, your tights, your accessories, is a word in the story you're telling that day. So I offer you this little invitation. The next time you open your closet, don't rush past the little things. Pause, touch them, feel their weight. Ask yourself, not does this match, but does this feel like me today? Because maybe elegance isn't about perfection. Maybe it's about showing up, authentically, intentionally, and unapologetically you. And now I'd love to know, what's one small detail you choose, not out of habit, but out of joy? Is it a scent, a scarf, a shade of lipstick? Let's celebrate those quiet choices together, because sometimes they speak the loudest. 5. Reflection and confidence, embracing style at every age. You're not who you were, and that's your superpower. Let me take you somewhere, not to a store, not to a fashion tip, but to a memory. Close your eyes and think back. Think of the girl you were at 25. Maybe you were chasing a career or raising small children. Maybe you were dreaming bigger than your world allowed at the time. Back then, clothes were often for approval, to impress, to fit in, to feel enough. Now, think of the woman you are today. You've walked through love and loss. You've stood at hospital bedsides. You've held hands through heartbreak. You've sat at empty dinner tables and kept the seat set anyway. You've become softer in some places, tougher in others. You know the exact weight of silence and the value of laughter. And your body. It has carried decades of life, of growth, of grief, of joy. So tell me, why would you ever try to dress like a version of yourself that no longer exists? You see, style at this age, it's not about youth, it's about truth. And the truth is, you are no longer decorating yourself for the world. You are adorning yourself with memory, with meaning, with freedom. A pair of leather boots that have been with you for years, molded to the shape of your stride. A scarf your mother wore. A brooch you bought on that trip to Italy you never thought you'd take. These aren't trends. They're talismans. They're tiny pieces of your story. And your story, my friend, is breathtaking. When you walk into a room today, you don't have to raise your voice. You don't need high heels or heavy makeup. Your presence alone is complete. A structured coat becomes your armor. A soft sweater becomes your sanctuary. A silver strand in your hair becomes a badge of survival. You no longer dress to be seen. You dress because you finally see yourself, clearly, honestly, and with love. And let's be honest, this kind of style, it can't be bought. It's built, one season at a time. So I want to say this, in case no one has lately, you are not past your prime. You are in a season of powerful bloom, different from before, but just as radiant. And I'd love to hear from you. What do you wear that reminds you of who you've become? Not to impress, not to blend in, but simply to honor the woman you are now. Let's talk in the comments. Let's create a space where elegance is measured in wisdom, in softness, and in how deeply we've come to love ourselves. Style fades, but self-respect, that grows louder every year. If you've stayed with me through this entire journey, first, thank you. Thank you for choosing to sit down, to listen, to reflect, and most of all, thank you for showing up for yourself. You see, this video wasn't just about what to wear this autumn. It was about how we choose to show up in the world, how we dress not to impress, but to express, to say, I'm still here, I still care, and I still deserve to be seen. We live in a world that often tries to quiet women as they grow older, tries to make us believe that elegance is something we used to have. But you and I, we know better. We know that elegance grows in silence, that confidence doesn't come from a label, but from a life well lived. that when we dress with intention, we're not just getting ready for the day, we're declaring that we still matter, and we always will. So whether you're pulling out your favorite scarf tomorrow, trying on a bold new lipstick, or simply brushing your hair back with love, know this: you are already enough, more than enough, exactly as you are. And if this video has reminded you of that, even just a little, then I've done what I came here to do. But don't let this moment end here. If you felt seen, if you felt inspired, I'd love for you to share this video with a friend, maybe a sister, maybe your daughter, maybe someone who's forgotten how powerful she really is. And if you haven't already, subscribe. Not because I ask, but because this space was built for you. A place to remind you week after week that style has no expiration date, that your light doesn't dim, it deepens. Until next time, my beautiful friends, stay elegant, stay true, and above all, stay visible, because the world still needs to see you.